Hi guys, Des here. Welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'll talk about a post by a Western guy who is in a relationship with a Filipina, and this sounds like a rant and a complaint. Okay? So the complaint or the post is about his Filipina. So let's see if he is really complaining or ranting. Probably yes, probably no. Or maybe he is just expressing how he felt in a certain situation. Okay, so I'll show you the post in a minute. Okay, so in his post, he said, let's talk about culture and identity. A lot of us are foreigners in the Philippines, and I don't know about you guys, but I often find myself in the state of belonging neither here nor back home. It's also made worse by the fact that Filipinos tend to talk in their language when they're together, even with a foreigner in their presence. Not that I fault them for it, of course. This was quite common in my ex's household. In addition to the cliched socialize with her friends and family, what do you guys do to rediscover your identity when you're living here permanently? Okay, so what I understood about his post is it's just an expression of how he felt, specifically when a Filipina or a Filipino started or switched using to her local language, okay, from English. So for him, he doesn't feel like he belonged to that group. So he felt out of place and probably he felt upset, right? Which I totally understand. So again, this is just probably his observation and nothing is wrong with expression of how we feel about our surroundings, right? Because everyone has their own right to express how they feel. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this one really sounds like a rant to a common Filipino. But for me, it's not really ranting. It's just, expression of like why do a Filipina needs to switch to her mother tongue or language. So I'm gonna read to you selected or the comments that I find entertaining. Okay, so there are a lot of comments and reactions to this post, but I cannot cover everything, so I'll just read to you the ones that I really like. Alright, so let's start with this one from Russell. He said, you also have to remember that they're not being rude or disrespectful. Lots of them don't know how to speak English. They can understand what you're saying, but they totally don't know exactly what you're saying or how to respond. Some of the younger ones know both and are better at it. But even my wife, she speaks good English and still doesn't understand everything I'm saying. And these people, you have to remember, do not understand sarcasm and they don't get our jokes because it's different. So just be patient. Okay, that's good. You got a point. But I wish there are punctuations here because I ran out of air. Just kidding. Yep, guys, I totally agree with this one. Just very short reaction and comment on this. I totally agree. It's not being disrespectful, right? Because not many Filipinos are fluent. I'm telling you, there are a lot of us who can understand this very basic conversation, words and phrases, but it's so different, and it's not only cultural differences, but the language itself. Your sarcasm is different. Probably you're not being really sarcastic, but for Filipinos, you're sarcastic or the other way around. Okay? And yeah, even a lot of Filipinos can speak English, but it's not the guarantee that there's, the comprehension, should I say, it's equal to how they speak, right? Because there are still difficult English words for us. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm also guilty. I'm still guilty. Though I like your language, however, I honestly, yeah, I'm still studying it. Okay, so he is right. So you just have to be patient to many Filipinos. Okay, because many of us would just nod our heads and say, yeah, yeah, we understand, I understand. But the truth is, we do not. Okay, so let's head on to the next comment. Okay, the next one is a little bit straightforward and gained a lot of reactions. Okay, so this is from Farley. Farley. Okay, according to him or her, it is very rude, disrespectful, and unacceptable to be talking in your dialect in the presence of someone who doesn't understand the dialect. Okay, so it got 20 responses, and I know maybe he just got a little bit excited, or he reacted to the post quickly, and I partially agree with this person. Okay, so I'll just give you guys one situation where I agree. Okay, it could be rude, disrespectful, and acceptable if, okay, if I speak in my language and my guy is in the house. So let's say, for example, we will have a visitor. There's a visitor or relatives or friends, and if he is around the house, and I talk to my relatives in Tagalog or the friends in my local language, then for me, I will feel really bad, and I will just have to translate for him so that he would not feel that we are talking about him. You know why, guys? Because many Filipinos are marites. They love to gossip. They love to ask a lot of unnecessary questions, which I don't like to, especially the relatives, right? So unless my guy is not around the house, then that's fine. Okay, but for me, it is gonna be if I am on his shoes, you switch your situation, right? I would feel bad because I wouldn't know, I wouldn't have an idea what they're talking about. Probably they are talking about me, right? So again, this can only be rude if the visitors come to our house, and I'll just translate everything for my guy. I will not force people to speak English because I know for sure if they are fluent in English, and if they can, then that's better. Okay? So, guys, before I continue on the next comment, feel free to use my comment section as well. How do you feel about this post? Do you agree or disagree? Okay? Okay, guys, so this one is very blunt and just straight to the point. Okay, so this is from Robert. He said, so you're complaining about Filipinos speaking in their language while in their country. Learn the language or go back to your country, but don't whine about Filipinos using their language while in their country. So first of all, guys, this sounds like a Filipino, but I'm pretty sure he's a Western individual. And he got a point. Okay, I respect his opinion as well. So for him, the post is a complaint or a complaining rant. But for me as a Filipino, for myself, it's not. Okay, I feel like this is gonna be the same comment by other Filipinos. Okay, but guys, first of all, this is a case-to-case basis. It depends on the situation, location, the timing, right? And yeah, he got a point. Whining about Filipinos, like just in case, that you are in a party or invited to a Filipino party, just enjoy it. Don't feel bad. Okay, and you have to understand that you are the only foreign individual there. Anticipate that no one's gonna talk to you unless the visitors are fluent or they can speak English. Okay, So I'm gonna give my opinion later. So let's head on to the next one. Okay, so before I give my opinion, let's have this one funny and entertaining comment from Jeffrey. He said, I bought a Tagalog book when I first got married in 1984. My wife forbid me to learn Tagalog and I threw it away. So probably he did it literally, or maybe he's just joking. But you know, guys, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of Filipinas. Yeah, there are a lot of Filipinos who wouldn't want you to learn our local language for some reason. And one reason could be because they talk about you. Yeah, there's no other reason. Yes, I love sweets, but I cannot sugarcoat on this one. I just want to be honest with you. Okay, so for many common Filipinos, this is a question that they will throw to you. Why should we adjust for you? Imagine that, right? That's blunt and honest. Okay? So I understand where this person is coming from, and for many Filipinos as well, his post sounds ranting and complaining. But again, not for me. At the same time, I got my the other Filipinos or my countrymen's reaction on this. Okay, why should they speak English just because there's one person there who cannot understand the local language? Okay, so guys, please understand that, yeah, in whatever language they're using, they're more comfortable interacting without communicating others using that language, and they are fluent on that one. So why should they struggle speaking English, right? I'm not saying that it's wrong to use English at that point, but you guys know my point. So as a Filipino, a lot of us are not really fluent in English. So I hope you understand that Filipinos will not really adjust for you. And they also have a valid reason, right? And many of us would say, I am in my country. Why should I speak English to my friend or relative just because they have that they are married or they are in a relationship with a foreign guy? Okay, so they don't really mean something there like an attack to you, but you have to understand that you are the visitor and they're not the visitor in their country. So like the example I gave earlier, if this happens in my household or in my house, if I have my guy with me or he's around, the visitors pay a bit visit, right? The relatives come to our house. So if they can't really speak English, then I'll just talk to them in Tagalog, which I'm comfortable at, but I have to translate it to English to pay respect to my guy. Because first of all, for me, it's a way, or it's a way for me to pay respect to the head of the family. It is like, for example, yeah, your house is your kingdom, right? Your castle, and the guy is the king, and you are the queen. Of course, to pay respect to the king, you gotta translate it, right? For example, the king doesn't understand the language that visitor is using. So for me, just to show respect to the king, I have to translate it. Okay? But I will not force my relatives to speak in English, guys, for one reason as well: embarrassment. I totally get the feeling that if they mispronounce words, use the wrong grammar, which I experienced before, and I'm not gonna force them to use a foreign language which they're not comfortable. So again, I'll just translate the conversation for my guy. That's all for now, guys. So I'm gonna ask you one question. How do you feel if your Filipina, it could be girlfriend or friend, fiance or wife, switch to her local language while she is talking to her relatives and friends? How do you feel about it? So feel free to comment. Yeah, put your opinions there in the comment section. Don't be shy to smash a thumbs up button as well. Please watch my ads. I'm anticipating for your comments, guys. So I'd love to hear your opinions. So thank you for being here and have a nice day. See you on the next video. Bye.